welcome to round one of the CRL4 playoffs. We're going right into things with a matchup between Colin and Abby. Colin is the number 4 seed. Abby's the number 5 seed after coming in with an Emily loss. So we're going to kick things off with these two going up against each other. So we're going to kick things off with Porto versus Mike Wazowski. I know we're kicking a lot of things off here, but Colin will be in lane 2 and Abby will be in lane 4. Both these teams finishing second in their division. So Colin's going to score the first point there. Good for him. And next up, we're going to have Bill versus Pinball. Pinball has defied some odds, beating Bubble twice this season, but it's just a little bit short against Bill. So Colin's going to score a second point, and Abby is 1 point away from elimination. So this could be a little disappointing. Mohawk versus Blitz. Blitz has it, and Mohawk catches up. So Mohawk is going to beat Blitz, and Abby's going to be sent home early. Colin's going to go. He's going to get this win, and we'll see who he faces. We'll have to see who wins Luke versus Parker. If Luke beats Parker, then Luke will be going up against Caleb, and Colin will go up against Grant. And then if anything else happens, the other will just play each other. So Alex versus Ashlyn, 2 divisional rivals. Last time we saw this was week 1. So this happened in week 1 and could be the last week for one of these teams. Locust kicks things off with a win. This is exactly how we saw it last time. Ashlyn won the first 2. Alex won the last 3. Ashlyn hasn't changed her team at all. So is history going to repeat itself? I mean, most things point to yes. So, I mean, Ashlyn is essentially setting herself up for failure here, obviously winning the first 2 and giving herself a promising lead. So unless something can change, if these cars are a little bit more motivated, let's see though. Neon versus Pop. So this is the first week for one of these teams and the last week. We'll have to see if it's Alex or Ashlyn. Alex scores the first point beginning his comeback. What was a crazy comeback is now just expected. So, Econ versus Celestial. Will Celestial be the one to change the script? No, he does not. Alex is going to tie things up, and things are looking eerily similar. The CRL champion Falcon versus Paragraph. There's been a lot of things going up against Paragraph, but can Paragraph change the narrative? Do you believe in miracles? Oh my gosh. Ashlyn does it. Ashlyn is able to rewrite the script of this rivalry here after overcoming a lot of losses and experiencing that first loss of her season. Ashlyn is able to give Alex the last loss of his season. That is crazy. What a turn of events for that. I did not think Ashlyn would be able to win that, especially with how it went last time. But now we have Parker versus Luke, the 3 seed versus the 6 seed. All odds against Luke as well. We saw this week 13. Parker won 3-0. What a deficit. Diddy Kong versus Submersible, and Submersible was able to do it. Already rewriting the script with a statement win over Diddy Kong. I mean, if I'm Blake, I'm celebrating. I mean, that car was basically what screwed up Blake's entire season, and is now being the bane of Parker's existence here. Waluigi versus Luke Jr. It's not over yet because Parker is going to tie things up with a Waluigi score. I mean, obviously, this is a different Luke lineup than we saw week 13. He switched things up. He saw that wasn't going to work, and he switched things up. Rex versus Poltergeist. Poltergeist was from the trade, and he's able to score after a few disappointing weeks from Poltergeist. Luke was very frustrated with Poltergeist's performance, but Poltergeist is able to deliver in that crazy way, beating the CRL champion Rex. Energizer versus Vampira. I mean, come on. So Luke is going to get the win, and we're going to see Caleb versus Luke and Colin versus Grant next week for that. Now we're going to see how these divisions pair up. Let's see if we can see an upset by Braden. So we're going to have Ben Roth versus Braden, the 3 versus the 6 in the Northern Conference. So let's see how they can do. Clockwork versus Laser. Ben Roth in lane 2, Braden in lane 4. And they are off. Down they go. Laser getting ahead, but Clockwork just barely strikes. Ben Roth goes up 1-0. Not to worry, Clockwork's one of the fastest cars in the league, so I mean, Bottle versus Bottle. We got Bottleneck versus Fizz. Actual cousins. Let's see, and Bottleneck pulls ahead at the end. Ben Roth is going to go up 2-0. this could be a tragic ending to Braden's excellent start. I mean, this was his best season so far, but I mean, every playoff he has made, he's been, well, actually, that's not true. But Ben Roth is going to go 3-0 against Braden, sending him home. But Braden's first playoff, he got defeated, first-round exit. Second playoff, got a win over Ben Roth, then got eliminated. And now this time, he's just a first-round exit. So Ben Roth is going to get the win over Braden. So let's take a look at our playoff bracket now. There are still 8 teams remaining. Obviously, we're going to get 4 more matchups next week. And then it's just going to go to 2, and then 1. Well, I guess we'll have 2 at the end because we'll have the all-star matchup. We'll see who gets to the end there. And then, so we're going to see Caleb versus Luke and Grant versus Colin for this divisional matchup. So let's see if Luke can defy all odds again against the number 1 seed. That would be something to watch. And we're going to see Drew versus Ashlyn, a matchup that was just seen last week with Drew overcoming Ashlyn. But obviously that was in the loop, so we don't really know what could go different there. And then we're going to see Isaac versus Ben Roth, battle of cousins. So see, winner of each of those matchups will go to the conference championship, and then the winners of those will go to the finals. And we'll have to see how this pans out. This is coming out to be a great playoff so far. I mean, we already had some crazy matchups. We had Ashlyn upsetting Alex after not making a change to her rosters. Her cars were motivated. Luke upsetting the team that sweeped him before, obviously with a roster change, so I guess not as impressive as Ashlyn's upset. And then just Colin taking out Abby. That was unfortunate, but I mean, Colin has been a pretty interesting team. We'll have to see how he fares against Grant. I mean, all-around great team so far. I haven't seen any team that doesn't deserve to be in this spot so far. I mean, even with Luke's 7-7 record, he's just beat a 9-5 team, and his record on the season is technically 8-7 now. I mean, that doesn't track, but I mean, his playoff record is 1-0, so he's currently undefeated in the postseason after making his first postseason appearance. So I mean, Ashlyn's also undefeated in the playoffs, and yeah, no one else is undefeated in the playoffs right now. So everyone else is 0-1. Obviously, you have teams that haven't made the playoffs, but yeah. So that's all we got for you guys. Stay tuned for next week when we'll have round 2. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great night.